Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Bankrupt once again by Steve today.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
In today's matchup, it's me taking on Steve. Steve has brought his son Gohan. I'm playing Cell from set 21. I know it's kind of hard to see because we're not actually at our locals today. We went somewhere else to play because our locals unfortunately double book that day, so we cannot play. I thought the lights looked good until looking back at the cameras, so I might just put a little picture on the side showcasing the leader, but this is the set 21 Cell that needs both 17 and 18 underneath it in order to awaken. And then, yeah, that's the leader. And technically, your Son Gohan build is actually ready for whenever we get to that part for Time Wars. So you kind of like slide in your secret rare into the deck and you kind of just went with what you had, right?
Yeah, exactly what I had. Yep. It's for Time Wars, but of course, you know, I'm spicing it up with some non-U7 cards.
And this video is definitely sped up since we weren't really playing our locals. We were kind of taking our time in this match, and I feel like a lot of stuff was happening around us, so there's a lot of moments where we're not really doing much. So yeah, that's why we're moving really, really fast.
Yeah, 3 other games going on right next to us. Some loud players at our locals. Thanks, guys.
So those of you who aren't familiar with the Cell by any chance, because it actually has not been on our channel yet, it gives your opponent Ginger Town, and from that point on, whenever this case, your opponent's now the controller of Ginger Town, and when their opponent, which is you, play a Cell card, they get 2 Earthling tokens, and then they cannot combo with Earthling tokens, and they cannot attack combo with the tokens, and Android 17 18s with energy cost of 2. And the leader itself has an activate main where you place one green android at the bottom of your deck. You draw 2 cards, and the card I put in the bottom of my deck in that particular turn was the 18 that I need to put under your leader, or sorry, in your field. So I need to make sure it's in my deck. For you since you went first, you were able to kind of establish Gohan just for anytime if I were to be attacking on my turn, you could gain extra draws during my turn, which I didn't attack. So, but having that out ahead of time sounds pretty good for you.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better if you attacked me.
Yeah.
But
so this 18, I initially built this deck with the 8 drops from the Ultimate deck, and I just never found a time to actually play those. So I took them out for this 18 because I knew they could be placed under the leader. But then I misread the leader. They have to be energy cost of 2 in order for you to Z awaken. So kind of missed out on it, which is all right. Not gonna worry about it. I will attempt to put it underneath my leader, but then I realized, oh, it doesn't matter. And also on turn 2, I could have awakened naturally. I did have a Cell in my hand already, but I wanted the draw power. And after getting the draw power, I realized as I was going second, I needed to just go ahead and awaken ahead of time, and then swing with my leader to absorb one of the android cards. That way I can start getting to a good place. Because now I have to survive till turn 4 just to Z awaken, which really hurts. And the Cell I place is actually a really nice one to deal with your Gohan because it doesn't have barrier. Because the Cell itself will activate main if its power is 20,000. I can KO one of my opponent's battle cards which costs 5 or less.
Yeah.
So you get the draws ahead of time out of it, which isn't bad. But, you know, I just get rid of it. That way you don't take advantage of it anymore. Yep. And when I take the clone token as a combo piece with this deck, I'm able to boost the leader until the end of your turn, and it keeps the 10k boost at the end of your turn as well. So they kind of stay beefy. And here I'm just verified rereading, and I'm like, oh wait, never mind. I'm just gonna keep it out then if you're okay with it.
Yeah. That boost in power on the leader. I mean, you know, any other deck from around the era of when this Gohan came out probably would have had a little bit more trouble with that boost in power, but I mean, this deck just combos so much every turn.
Yeah, and actually the boost power it's unfortunate. It actually isn't that much of a thing because the leader's naturally a 10k, so it just puts it back up to a 15k. so it matches
Oh,
most of my opponent's leaders. Yeah, and here I think
more, you know.
you're trying to I think clear out the battle card.
Yeah,
And
that's it. So I say, of course, I've never played this deck before, but I have played the expert deck, and I'm afraid of any low cost sell.
that's
So if
fair.
it's in rest mode, I'm swinging at it.
So here I'm able to start now, kind of gaining resources. I swing with the sell ahead time, get the cost out there. You had nothing for me to hit yet, but just in case you wanted to play something during my turn, I could turn around and snipe it. So here I swing with my leader.
Would that have hit blocker tokens as well?
Um, no, it does not hit blocker tokens because they don't actually have an energy cost, and since the cell specifies an energy cost of 5 or less, it will not hit the blocker tokens. But you do play topo, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm going to snipe the topo and just pass turn because of my misplay on turn 2, where I did actually mean to get extra resources in my hand, which is nice. But now I'm stuck in a situation where I can't really maximize any of my turns until I'm able to Z-Awaken. So I just passed here. You have 4 energy. You can actually get really explosive on your turns. And this way I'm keeping myself somewhat protected.
And here I'm just sort of trying to filter through like Gohan does. Turn 4 and turn 5, mainly turn 4 is a really important turn, but it can also be a turn where you can royally screw yourself if your opponent has plenty of negates or anything like that, or a floodgate. Let's see what we decided to. Yeah, you ripped something from my hands.
You go up to
That
25. And so I EDK'd to 30 and just rip an 8-drop out of your hand, which felt pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think I have one there charged as well.
Yep. So I felt really confident when I hit. I'm like, yes, get rid of these extra boss monsters. I don't want these things.
Yeah. But I believe the third is already in my hand, I believe, at this point. I do run 3 of those. That's the 8-drop Goku Piccolo from one of the more recent sets.
And there it is. So.
Yeah. They should have just went ahead and put a U7 tag on there as well as, whatever it is with the Garlic Junior Saga. Because, dude, it just fits the deck so good. And, of course, it looks like the U7 Goku and Piccolo right on the card. So it works. You can bring out one of your Gokus or Piccolos from the drop to put under it. And then it's basically a dual attacker. I sort of like the card for the deck.
Yeah. So you didn't attack again. You could have, but you chose not to. Any reason why?
At the time, I didn't. I knew that I couldn't take you out, and swinging. I feel like I've played you enough to know that sometimes you'll just take the life. That way, you have a bigger hand for your following kickback turn, and that's the turn that usually kills me. So, yeah, I felt like not giving you those extra cards in your hand.
That's fair, and because of where we're recording, it might be hard to tell, but the Earthling tokens I'm using technically is a mix of like One Piece tokens, the Star Wars game I got a chance to test out at Gen Con, my Dragon Ball reward cards, and then the eBay pack from Gen Con I got. Just a bunch of fun variety of stuff.
And those are all right at the top of the screen, right in the middle. And at one point, there was a lot of them on the board. It was like 8 to 10 of them. I don't know. There was a lot.
Yeah.
But I couldn't touch them. I couldn't do anything. They're just there for you to utilize.
Unfortunately, the 4-drop does not proc Ginger Town because Ginger Town does specify a mono green cell. But it's just, I play those in there because it's a 1 to play them on top of a 17. They give me a draw one to play from hand or deck, and it's a 16k battle card. So initially, its swing alone saves me from having to do a combo. So like me swinging that card makes you have to get at least 1 card if you want to take damage now.
And the barrier is nice. A
Yeah.
lot of my things would just neg 15 or something like that, or 10. So it gets around that too. So yeah, it's a good card.
And now I'm able to Z-Awaken whenever I feel like it. And some people, maybe they'll want to Z-Awaken right away. I think I kind of try to hold off as long as possible with it. And I really like Marker because you end up playing the 18, which I think negs a card by 10.
The 8, it KOs a card and draws a card on play.
Okay. And I did Z-Awaken that turn. Okay. So the Z leader is naturally 15. So because power carries over, I'm able to stay at 20 now for the rest of your turn, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, a lot of the times I don't want to have to combo on my leader and unison swings later on, just to save some combos for later on. So that 20k leader, yeah, it's rough to get around.
Yeah. And I will say at this point, I do have a decent hand. I've been able to draw a lot of cards so far. I felt comfortable with coming off one of the cells that are free to negate if I have a my Z leader out. Because I think I have the other 3 in my hand currently. I just saw a good amount of my EDKs and my cell negates that only work when I'm Z leadered. Here I'm just double checking your cards for their keywords because the cell leader that's out right now has the ability when my life is 3 or less and I would take a damage, I could then cycle into the next Z leader, where if it goes down to 0 life, I go to the next chain and then ramp 2 cards put 2 cards from my deck to my life. The other side to that though is when I pass my turn, or when you pass the turn to me, it immediately I take all of my life to my hand, and then I place 2 there for the permanent, and then it goes to the next chain. So here I'm kind of wondering, like, do I take the damage? Do I let you kind of expend resources and just stay alive as long as possible during this turn? And then wait till your next turn afterwards. So I'm just kind of trying to play maybe a stally game right now and just get you to get rid of everything you have.
Yeah, and there's what I'm talking about. I think right there is I swing with leader and unison and didn't combo anything.
Yeah.
I believe. Is that what just happened?
I think so.
I did.
I think
on the first swing, I definitely forgot.
Well, on the you swing, you're like, I'll just leave it. I'm like, he is 20. You're like, oh, yeah, I'll just leave it. I'm like, okay. And I think maybe you're trying to bait something, but
so at the time, I had either 3 or 4 super combos, the U7 super combo.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I have? SCR, which you'll see here shortly. Just a couple of skillless and stuff. He's like, yeah, I sort of want to save my skills for a better play. Maybe I can do a spirit boost play and neg something 10k and get some type of benefit off of it. So I just sort of swung and tried baiting something. But you've played the game for a long time, Bancroft. You know what you're doing.
I will say I was spending a lot of my energy focusing to your unison because I feel like some decks can play without a unison just fine. You gain a lot of resources by using your unison, so I feel like you would spend a lot just to try to protect it. Now, granted, it does have an auto, I think, where it gives it a free combo, which is always great, and then it just supplements your Z energy for later. But then you can also, I think, Spirit Boost to give it like an additional 6k to a skillless battle card, I think is what it is.
Yeah, combo so cost. That's actually the leader ability.
Okay.
The leader ability, Spirit Boost 1, it gets 6k. And then when the unison uses its Spirit Boost ability, you can neg either a battle card or a unison 10k.
Yeah.
On the side. So, 10k, not that big a deal in this meta these days, but I don't know. There's a lot of little counterattacks and counterplays and stuff that come out in only 5k, so it helps. It definitely helps a little bit.
So I took your first double strike because I felt confident this turn I'm going to be fine. I'm going to Z-Awaken. I knew you were going for the Ultra Instinct Goku. I can't remember the name is top of my head right now, but it's dual attack, not double strike. And with Champa being out of the game now, I knew I was safe. If you swung with that card, I would just take damage and go into the next chain of my Z leader.
Yep.
And here I'm for energy, and it's more or less just a kind of a waiting game. And can I stall you out so that way you're not taking me down? Because the benefit of the third stage of the Z leaders is that the turn it's played, it gets a 5k boost, and I want that to be on my turn, not your turn. And fun fact with this leader, where I'm at 1 life, if you were to swing another card at me with double strike, I have to finish that double strike out. So the permanent I take the damage, go to 0. The permanent procs, I take 2 cards off my deck into my into my life, and then I have to take 1 more damage because you deal 2 damage to me. So it's one of those tricky situations where, like, if a card goes triple strike and you have 1 life left with this leader on the board, it can still kill you because you have to resolve the rest of that damage.
Oh, wow. So it's not like the Black Gohan rare where you can play it, negate the attack by taking a life, like bottom decking a card. You have to fulfill the rest of that double strike.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So here you pass turn, and I'm just kind of reading, because it's at the beginning of your turn. It's not at the beginning of your main phase. So I do it before everything happens. That's why I kind of drew a card, like, oh, wait, hang on. I put the card back, read the card, took the life, put the top 2 cards down, and then I drew the card. And this leader's pretty great because now I can do free activate battles to kind of clear things out. And also when this leader's played, it kind of just board wipes, which is fantastic. I actually forgot about that, so when I was reading it out loud, I'm like, oh yeah, this sounds great.
And of course, there's the Bionic Blitz.
Yeah, this turn is literally just apply pressure, get your hand dwindled. Like you're getting a card from the life, but I'm also at the same time keeping you at a net 0. Like you're not gaining anything from taking that life.
Right.
Like I'm going for third this match or this round.
Yeah, that's probably the best super combo against this deck. Just to try to get me into a stalemate as far as hand advantage.
Yep. And here I play the Jiren because the Jiren's a guaranteed double strike, so I'm able to kind of get it up to at least 25k. And this is me trying to go for game. Like I'm ready. And then you do this. I'm like, okay, that's a card. I can't do much about that.
Yeah, I think I took that off the top of the life.
and what's funny is I played this cell, and I'm like, okay, I got rest one of these cards. And you went, oh yeah, this is a thing. And I'm like, what? And you play Pan. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, it just literally set me to 0. I'm like, okay, what do we do here? I'm acting.
Honestly,
go on.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, honestly, I completely forgot that I had tokens out at all. So I could have played that at the beginning of the turn and just taken, 1 damage or whatever, what have you. But no, I completely forgot tokens were on board. I could have played the Pan a little bit earlier.
I used the leader's ability to activate main to play the new Cell Kamehameha thing to snipe your 8-drop. I went Pan gone. And I meant to negate this attack. So I actually have 3 negates in my hand that I can actually use because the negates that Cell uses are all battle cards. You cannot play any green extra cards with a counter on them because of Ginger Town. So I'm now forced to have to either take this damage or combo cards. One of the cards I comboed was a negate. And I'm like, because I didn't want to tap an energy for a negate or for a combo. So now I'm just trying to survive as long as possible game.
Yeah, and at this point I'm just trying to get something big out and get some swings going. I sort of look at the effects of my 3-drop Z battle card there. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be nice later on, but like right now I need these 2 attacks.
Yeah. And here I'm just negating first the Cell, first the 17. Now I have 1 open energy. He's not double strike, so I think I end up I got a combo out of that attack. Yeah, I'm just trying to do what I can not to take a damage from you.
And I'm finally trying to get some of these super combos out of my hand because at this point I think I'm running out of stuff to do. And then I'm like, oh wait, Vegeta's a thing. Might as well.
Yeah, Vegeta's a thing. I have
And
one
he'll
open energy,
combo.
3 cards in my hand. I don't remember what you combo to, but it's like something that I'm like, I'll just take it, and hopefully this card I get helps me. And then you swing again, I'm like, that's game. Don't even worry about it, because it gets a plus, 10k, and you automatically get another combo. And
Another combo.
that's where I'm at naturally. Like, I can't go any higher than that. So it's like, that's it. Like, I can only get up to 30, really. Because every card in my hand costs 1 energy just to combo with. I'm still testing out Cell. I'm still trying to work it out, see if I can find a build I like. But that's it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks, Steve, for being here. And like always, I almost said the old phrase, read your cards on your plays. If we make mistakes, you don't have to. Bye.